Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Cārvāka podcast. All right, time for another monologue. But before we start the monologue, as always, the last monologue was a couple of days ago, so this will be very fast. So, Amit Botle, thanks a lot for becoming a member. India's guardian angel, Pratik Dange, Harsh Mehta, Vishal Pandit, Shubhankar Thaplial. Thanks a lot for supporting the Charvak podcast. So, as always, please subscribe to the channel. I don't understand. 50% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe kar lo bhai. Also, like this video, leave a comment. If you want to support the Charvak podcast, this is how you can support me. You can become a member on YouTube by joining the Seekers tier or the Speak With Me tier. Members of the Speak With Me tier get to talk to me at the end of the month, once a month. It's an open AMA. Behind, no session is recorded, nothing is recorded, and they get access to the entire series, which I am calling the Understanding and Experiencing Religion. Right now, we're discussing the Valmiki Ramayana. We're in the Yuddha Kandam. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can go and support me on Patreon over there. You just have to go to patreon.com/, it's Cārvāka, Carvaka, because ch karne ko nahi tha. So you can go there and pledge support over there. If you pledge $5 and above over there, you will get access to the Valmiki Ramayana discussions and the AIT, AMT, OIT discussions. We are in the 9th book right now. It is The Horse, the Wheel, and Language by David Anthony. Once we complete this book, we will jump right into the Rig Veda. Other than that, you can buy the merch. As you see, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. So if you want to buy a merch, there are two ways where you can go to kushalmehra.com/shop, or you can go to kadakmuts.com, and under the creators tab, you can select the Cārvāka podcast. Supporters of the podcast outside India, if you want to buy merchandise, you have to go on Kadak Merch. You cannot buy it from kushalmehra.com, or you can send your donations through UPI on kushalmehra at ICICI. Now, uh, again, how is the monologue structured? As always, I'm going to cover as much as I can in the next 45 minutes to an hour. We are continuing. Today is part 3 of the Pew Polls discussion. Today we are going to be taking off from where we finished off last time, which is point number 7, religious practices. And as always, all your questions can be asked by either using UPI. You can use the UPI and tweet at me at Kushal_Mehra, or you can type your message over here. I will ask you to type it again when I go through the messages, because the chats disappear on the podcasting tool. So you'll have to type it again. I'll take it there. Or, like last time, or every time, you guys use the super chat option, and I will select the super chats and I will answer them. Now that I have said what I had to say in as much bare minimum time as possible, let me share the screen. Let's go forward with the pupils. Okay, let me check. Everything is perfect or not. Is the screen share working? Let me check. Yep, looks good. Let's get started. All right. So, religious practices. Let's see. What do we have over here? Most Indians say religion is very important. So, Hindus have 84%, Muslims 91, Christians 76, Sikh mein 84, Buddhists 87, Jains 89. Amongst men and women, it's the same, even across age groups. And even look at the difference between college graduate and less than college graduate. The variation is not there. People in southern India seem to be far less religious than the least religious of the entire lot. And central Indians, I think this must be, if I remember countries, central India is UP, MP, Bihar in this poll. So that is the most religious belt of India. Northeast is 86%. This is not surprising. What do we see over here in 91% Muslims. So Muslims are the most religious group in India. Matlab, when it comes to overall giving value to religiosity or stuff in religion in general. The next are Jains. After that, Buddhists. It's very weird because some of the figures with the Buddhists in the other sense was not there, but it's okay. I think we can still work around that. And then Sikh and Hindus are the same. Christians seem to be overall the least religious in India, which is kind of surprising to me. But it's okay. I'm taking it as it is coming. So this was there. Now let's go to the next one. Most Indians visit temples or other houses of worship at least monthly. So at least weekly in the general population is 53%, monthly is 18%, um, few times a year, 25. So this is 71% say they visit religious sites at least once a month. So I'm not surprised. Again, obviously Muslims and Sikhon mein, yeah, in this, because the Gurudwara is such an integral part of the Sikh religious worldview, because Seva and all those other things are attached over here. So I think I'm not surprised really. So in that sense, I am not surprised that Sikhon mein ye zyada hai. I think that's very understandable. 87% of Jains go to a temple at least monthly. Again, that's not surprising. Um, Buddhists are less in this, and I think it is very standard. Again, nothing. I mean, even the caste-wise spread is not really that out of the world. I think it's pretty standard. Even the look at this. Even after college graduation, also the trend holds or age groups. This shows that overall religiosity in India has not died down, even with more and more modernity, as they say. So, which shows that Indian modernity is not exactly overlapping with Western modernity. And what we have in India is a unique form of modernity. And again, this is my hypothesis, and you don't have to agree with me. You can say I'm wrong. I really do not take offense to that. But I think Hindutva has a lot of credit here to be given to, because Hindutva does not kill religiosity while it modernizes. Hindutva is a unique process where, while you modernize, you don't kill your religious identity, which is one of the major reasons in India, while we are modernizing, while we are albeit at a very slow pace. I believe our pace of industrialization is woefully pathetic. We still retain our religiosity or our spirituality or our attachment to something which is, I don't know how to say, sensory feelings or experiences, if I was to use even more precise word. So nothing surprising over here, if you ask me, which is why I say Hindutva is Hindu modernity, and it is changing India uh, bit by bit in very small steps, and it tries to take that incremental method where it changes India slowly, and it tries to remove the objectively bad practices inside Hindu society, not subjectively, objectively bad practices like birth-based jati varna and many other practices, and also challenges the objectively bad practices in other communities by demanding a uniform civil code, but does not demand those people to become atheists and smash religion, destroy religion. Religion is a root of all evil, kind of a thing, which is where I say, Hindutva has to be given credit. I know people hate it, but obviously, if you're someone who thinks Hindutva is a colonial construct, and the Hindutva reformers are colonialists or influenced by colonialists, I can't help you there. But I believe Hindutva is a very interesting movement. It has flaws, but overall, the direction of Hindutva is correct by and large, if you ask me, at least. All right, let's go further. Overwhelming shares of Indians give money to houses of worship. Hindus 90%, Muslims 89, Christians 89, Sikh 89, Buddhists give the least, and Jains give 91. Any other charitable cause drops significantly, and there you go. Even among men and women, it's the same. Even again, look at the 35 plus naturally will give more money. I mean, that's understandable. Access to money and all those reasons are also their decision making. even between college and college, less college graduates. Obviously, religion more important and less important. This difference was bound to be there, because if you believe religion is more important, you're naturally going to give more money. That is not. And even, but look, the difference between, monthly temple goers or worshippers and less often ones, the drop is not that much. That shows that, again, this is where, the Hindu way of life comes into it. Because the Hindu way of life, while the temple is given a lot of importance, because of the plurality inside the Hindu pantheon, even if you don't go to a temple, you don't lose your religiosity per se. You retain it and it's kind of showing in the numbers. I'm not surprised. If you ask me personally, is my opinion. Again, this is not at all surprising if you look at it from a Hindu perspective, a plural Hindu mindset. This is all perfect. Okay. Daily prayer common amongst major religious groups in India. So yeah, so Buddhists seem to be praying the least daily. After that, Sikh, Christians pray the most daily. After that, Muslims. No, after that, Jains. I'm sorry. Then Muslims. Then Hindus. Then Sikh. Then Buddhists. Again, I want to talk about this. The rest is okay, but look at this. More women pray daily than men. Obviously, the youth gap is understandable. That I'm not surprised with. Again, I'm surprised with this number where in South the daily player number is so less, which is very, very, very shocking to me. But it is what it is. Now I want to talk about this. Why do more women pray daily than men? Now I'll I'll just put this point across. Now religions in differing degrees. I'm not saying all are the same. In differing degrees, give a raw deal to women. You may not like this truth, but it is. It's just a fact of life. You may not like it, and your not liking it is not going to change anything, unfortunately. Uh, but and this trend holds across the same. Mm, all religions give a raw deal to women, but women on average are more religious in terms of belief and practice of that religion than men, on average, across cultures, across religions. I've never understood this. Like, if you are a female, religion has given you a raw deal. You should have been the first disbelievers, but you're not. I find it absurd. I ask this question every time. I raise this question every time. Honestly, I've not received any good answer, at least till now. I just seriously find it absurd. It is so weird that women are more religious than men. Just I find it weird. Nearly 4 in 10 Muslims in India pray 5 times a day. Oh man. Phew. Their life, their choice. As long as they don't, blare that prayer in the loudspeaker, which unfortunately happens too often for my liking, I'm good. At least in the night, it should not happen. There are high court judgments in Maharashtra. There are other high court judgments across India, which has said you cannot do it after, I think, 9:30 or 10 p.m. But hey, who listens? What do I do? There's no law and order in India. But then law and order is a Western construct. I'm sorry. Most Jains, Hindus, and Buddhists in India perform puja regularly. So 76% Hindus do it at home and 53% at temple. With the Sikhs में 40-21, Buddhists में 58-30, and Jains में 83-27. Again, look at the difference in the men and women. 68-84 at home. Oh my goodness. Oof, 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 oof. Here, the prayer perform puja may general category lower caste difference is there, which is interesting. The regional day variation is not there. Obviously, religion very important was naturally going to be there, and pray daily and pray less often was naturally going to be there. So this is pretty standard, but I'm shocked with the uh, Sikh number, but I guess, again, it's not, because the Sikh number, the Sikh, like I said earlier on, the Sikh worldview or religiosity is extremely tied to the Gurdwara, and so they tend to go to the Gurdwara, um, you know, far more regularly than people actually understand, and it is what it is. But that's why these numbers come off the way they are in this poll. So um, I don't know. That's the only way I'm able to rationalize this. Like their whole worldview is attached to the Gurdwara. Overwhelming shares of Indians across most religious groups believe their scripture is the word of God. Yeah, okay. 22% Hindus, 53% Muslims read or listen to recitations of religious books at least weekly. 78% Christians, 70% Sikhs, Buddhists 22%, Jains 56% believe their religion's sacred text is the word of God, is where most people are, other than Buddhists who are very low. Jains are the 95%. Oh, Christians, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Hindus 82%. Okay. Look at the Hindu number, 22%. Hindus read or listen to recitations of religious books at least weekly. Wow. So Hindus definitely, this shows that they don't kind of listen to their religion very regularly. So not surprised there at all. I don't know what happened to my light. It suddenly became too bright, and I did not do it. Okay, let's go forward. Now we go to most Hindus, Jains have holy basil at home. I don't need to explain what holy basil is to you, Tulsi. Have an altar, shrine, or religious symbol in their house. Naturally, Muslims and Christians will have it much less. इतने हैं, मुझे सरप्राइज हो रहा है मुस्लिम्स और क्रिश्चियंस में, पर ठीक है. Even सिखों में ये number is very understandable. Buddhists and Jains and Hindus naturally. Ever invite a religious leader to conduct a religious rite at home is pretty much there, and have holy basil. 10% Muslims have holy basil and 15% Christians have it. Okay, that's interesting. This is pretty standard, not a big deal. Muslims in India least likely to have made a religious pilgrimage. I think that doesn't show that they are less religious or anything. I just think that's to do with their financial status, if you ask me personally. By the way, I'm not looking at the live chat, so if you have asked any super chats, I'm going to be taking it on regularly. I don't know. I'm not looking at the live chat, so just telling you. I have opened up a separate page where all the super chats will pop up. So yeah, it's okay. Hindus go on pilgrimage because their number is naturally going to be more because all our holy sites are here. So that's not really shocking. With Muslims, their holy site is in Saudi Arabia. So I think there is a financial reason also. Many Sikh Jain report receiving purification in holy body of water. Okay. Percentage of Indian adults who say they have ever received purification by taking a dip in a holy body of water like the Ganga. Hindus 65%, Sikh 34, Buddhist 20, Jains 40, men, women 18 to 34, 35, less than college. It's pretty standard. Western India seems to have the lowest percentage of people in this. Okay, that's fine. I think central and northern would be the highest for obvious reasons. I'm not surprised there. And northeast is low because of multiple reasons. Large regional variation in Indians' meditation habits. Okay. 41% Muslims meditate. Okay, what is their definition of meditation is very important here. How do they define meditation? Like, what do they mean? What is meditation? Like, like meditation is so vague a term. It's interesting. 32% meditate daily. Really? There are more Muslims who meditate than Hindu. Christians meditate the least. After that, Buddhists. Okay. Jains 36, Sikhs 36. Daily meditation. I think they confuse prayer with meditation. Huh? I guess. Because they have not given us the definition of what they mean when they say meditation. It must be later on in the appendices, but it's okay. Never meditate. Okay. That's pretty standard. Monthly or less. It's okay. A lot of Indians meditate, apparently. Most Indians, including most Hindus, do not practice yoga. This is the one thing they should, but they don't. It's a very useful thing. Never do yoga. Most never do yoga. College graduates, even more. Less than college graduates is less. Age group differentiation is fine. Women tend to do more yoga, I guess. So 35% Indians say they never ever practice yoga, with just 13% doing so weekly or more often. 62%, 6 in 10, including an identical share of Hindus, say they never do yoga. Jains are more likely than members of India's other religious groups to practice yoga, though many Sikh 50% do it as well. In India, those who do yoga tend to be relatively young, highly educated, and disproportionately men. Very interesting. At least in my personal anecdotal experience, most of the people who I know who practice yoga are women. So obviously, my anecdotes are shit and they don't matter. Indians who pray daily are slightly more inclined than other Indians to participate in yoga, not at all surprise. And people who are in favor of BJP tend to do yoga more, I guess, because of the International Yoga Day and Modi ji's push. But I think Baba Ramdev should be credited over here because he's really put India and yoga on the front. So I think I'll credit Baba Ramdev there. Majority of Indians worship through singing, some dance devotionally. Not at all surprised there. It's so sad that it's so less in Muslims because they do have the singing culture, but obviously it is hated in Sunni Islam. So sad. But क्या करें, अब जो है वो है. The shocker is सिखों में उनमें तो गुरबानी गाना और ये सब तो बहुत होता है, बट आई एम शॉक इनमें इतना कम है. बुद्धिस्ट में समझ पड़ता है, क्रिश्चियंस में सिंगिंग होएगी, दे सिंग द चर्च सिंगिंग इज वेरी कॉमन. Hindus में yes, because bhajan is such an integral part of our life. Again, across age groups is same, men, women, it's there. Less than college graduates is there. South seems to be the least. Okay. Muslims are more likely than others to have witnessed animal sacrifices. Obviously. 41% Hindus, Muslims 58%, 22% Christians, Sikhs में 15%, Buddhists 35%, Jain 7%. I think this is Jains are obviously going to be the least. Not surprised there with their vegetarianism. Okay, so let's see. Most Hindus in South India have witnessed or participated in religious animal sacrifices. Okay. It's far more in Muslims, again, not surprising. More men than women, again, not surprising. Less than college graduate is more than that, again, not surprising. Highest amount of animal sacrifices are in southern India. Okay. And that too more in Hindus, more pronounced in Hindus than Muslims. It's very interesting. I guess Kerala and Tamil Nadu, those regions. Urban rural divide is understandable. The financial hardship bit is understandable. Pray less often is understandable. Unfavorable view of BJP is more than favorable view of BJP. Again, understandable. 4 in 10 Hindus in India follow a spiritual teacher. Again, Muslims are more in this. I guess उनमें वो पीर वीर होते हैं जो वो होंगे. Sikhon mein to is natural. Christians have the least in this. Jains obviously they have their Maharaj Sahib. Buddhists also have their monks. So yeah, this is understandable. Not a big deal. Nothing really outwardly. Again, South is less, which is South has been the outlier in this. Yeah, so this is pretty standard. Almost 9 in 10 Hindus plan important events based on auspicious dates on time. Why am I not surprised? Because I think that's very integral to the Hindu worldview, the entire thing, by looking at the Hindu calendar and the Panchang and whatever they do. Hmm. The least in Buddhists. Muslims also have 73%, so they apparently also have this auspicious thing. Interesting. Indians watch the news more than other programming. Okay. They like Arnab Goswami shouting and screaming at them on a daily basis. Oh, boys. Jains like news the most. Good on you, Jains. They like news. Oh, wow. 68 Buddhists, 65 Sikh, Christian 65, 63 Muslims, 61 Hindus. No wonder everybody's shouting and screaming on TV and so many news channels are popping up in India. Okay. More men like news programs than women. Women tend to watch other serials more than men, and even religious programs and serials more than men. Younger kids watch more news programs than 35 plus. Also, other serials. In the religious one, it's almost the same. Okay. In the college graduates, they tend to watch news more than the less than college graduates. And it's the same in serials and religious programs also. College graduates tend to watch it more. Okay. So general category folks like to watch news more, and also other serials and also religious programming. Urban, rural, okay, urban people watch more news, more other serials, and more religious stuff. And people who pray daily also have this. Well, yes. This is pretty standard, I think. Not surprised there. Okay, for Hindus, nationalism associated with greater religious observance. Hindus who link religious national identity are more observant. Hmm. Okay. It's not surprising. I'm just leaving it out there. I'm just trying to see if anything is outwardly over here. Honestly, it's not surprising at all. Yeah. The Hindus with a favorable view of BJP are somewhat more likely than those who do not favor BJP to have invited a religious leader to their house. Yeah. Uh, Hindus who say it is very important to be a Hindu to be truly Indian are much more likely than other Hindus to say they meditate weekly. Yeah, big deal. Okay, let's go to the next section. Let me check the time. Yeah, we still have time. We can go. We can go for 15, 20 minutes more. Okay, 8. Religion, family, and children. Most Hindus say it is very important to have religious naming ceremonies, weddings, cremation. Yeah, again, not a big deal. If you are an overall religious society, this is very natural, I think. And this is going to stay, the trend is going to stay across religion, age group, gender, college graduate or not, region. Yeah, I think this is not surprising at all. This number is not at all surprising. Nothing stands out to me, honestly. Buddhists have always been less in this number, so I'm not really surprised with Buddhists. Again, the difference between religion, very important and less important, again, has to stand up because, like, yeah, I mean, naturally, people who are less religious are not going to have religious naming ceremony or wedding ceremony or the children, yeah, or the cremation thing. So it's natural. It's not a big deal, in my view. Most Indian parents say they are raising their children in a religion. Or the obviously, general population 74%, Hindus 75. Sikh are the most. Sikh parents are especially likely to say their children go to a Gurdwara 90%. Like I told you, this trend holds because the Gurdwara is like an integral part of the Sikh religion. So Sikhon mein ye hona hi tha. Not surprised at all. Not really surprising. Although the lockdown is going to give a huge jolt to all of this, believe me. Most Sikhs are most likely to say their children receive religious instruction outside their home. Obviously, they go to those pathshalas. All Muslims and Christians obviously have more than Hindus. Buddhists have the least. Okay, this is nothing surprising here. Again, it will be yes less in the youth. Naturally, they tend to be less religious, at least in some areas like this. College graduate, less than college graduate is fine. Western India in this seems to be in the religious instruction being the least. They don't receive religious instructions, but it is what it is. Okay. General category Sikhs and those who voted for BJP more likely to place high value on keeping children's long hair. Okay. Women more than men. Again, look at the trend. Women always tend to be more religious than men. More college graduates than less than college graduates. That is so surprising. Hmm. So obviously, the more religious ones tend to go to BJP. But how is this? Look at this number. Even more than Shiromani Akali Dal. This Shiromani Akali Dal is like the quintessential religious political outfit. Quintessential religious political outfit. Even there, the trend is not so much as with BJP, which is that is such a shocker to me. If you ask me personally, I find it shocking. Hmm. Okay, so religious clothing and personal appearance. So they have given the definition: bindi, burqa. Look at the definition of a loose-fitting garment worn by some Muslim women that covers the whole body, including the face and head. Or tent. I would have just said burqa equal to tent. Hijab, janeu, kada, kada. So basically a kada, that thing they wear. Kirpan, niqab, tilak. They've given their definition. Okay. Half of Hindus wear a religious pendant. Good for the Hindus, I guess. Buddhists seem to be the least in all this. The trend is there. Buddhists. Jains also, yeah, they're not into this thing. So if you have Jain friends, I was raised in a Jain area, so I'm not surprised with this. They don't have these things. They have that different prayer or going to the derasar and having certain rituals, but they don't have this religious pendant thing in them. So yeah, Muslims have that taweez and all that, or Christians also must be having something. Sikhon mein naturally होते ही हैं. Hindus also have it. Again, more women than men. West is the least. Okay, there's nothing special. Most Hindu and Buddhist women wear a bindi. Good for them. Generally wear a bindi. 18% Muslims, 22% Christians, 29% Sikh women, 78% Buddhists. What happened to the Jains here? They they are not asked the bindi question, I guess. Keep the practice of covering their heads outside their homes. 59% Hindu, 89% Muslims. Not a surprise there. Sith lords, 86% Sikh women. Okay. Oh, the dupatta, I guess. 21% Christians and 30% Buddhists. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. More less general category than the other castes. Keep the practice of covering their heads outside their homes. Let's see the regional variation. Okay. The South in the Indians from the south of this pole do not like to cover their heads, and the northeast. The rest of the India does it, with north and central the most. Okay. Nearly two-thirds of Muslim women in India say they wear a burqa. Oh, what an abomination. What an utter abomination. I don't know what to say. Absolute abomination. Hmm. Look at this. 89% is overall, 64% burqa, 12% niqab, 8% hijab. And look at the age. The trend holds even in the young and the elderly. The trend holds across regions, across even more in people who have no financial hardship. That's even more disgusting. And almost the same percentage wears the burqa, whether religion is important or not. Okay, I have to speak here. This is the most disturbing, you know, fact or piece of information of this poll, other than the 74% Muslims believe in, you know, whatever, Sharia. So it's disgusting that 64% women in India, Muslim women, wear a burqa. I mean, should it be banned? No, I don't believe in banning the burqa. I think if women want to dress up like Sith lords, they should have the right in some weird way to be Sith lords. But it's an abomination. It is an absolute disgusting garment. Black, 100% polyester. It's just pathetic. And the worst thing is this: people with no financial hardship tend to do it even more. This is disgusting. I don't know how people justify this habit. Just shows how backward the society is. Among Hindu men, Brahmins more likely to wear tilak, jane, wo Captain Obvious. Why am I not surprised? Wow. I mean, if it would not have been the case, I would have been shocked. It's obviously the case, so whatever. Nothing really shocking over here. Vast majority of Muslim men in India wear a skull cap. Again, not a shocker at all. The least are in the northeast. They tend to wear less, and obviously the less religious don't wear the skull cap. Now you can say, if you think the burqa is an abomination, why isn't the skull cap one? Well, I think there is a difference. In the case of a skull cap, it doesn't come from any patriarchal mindset, on any mindset of suppressing them. But in the case of a burqa, it is clearly a case of, women cannot be seen or women need to be protected. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, the skull cap is a different thing. Uh, because if a lot of Indian men just wear a baseball hat, they're just wearing that sign. That's okay. But the tent, the tent is a problem. Okay. In India, 8 in 10 Sikh men and nearly two-thirds of Muslim men have beards. Okay, big deal. Even if the reason is religious or irreligious, who cares? I mean, okay, what purpose did it serve? I mean, I have a beard. I don't have it for religious reasons. I have it for reasons which are I am lazy and I don't like to shave. Okay. Religion and food. Okay, what time is it? How much time do we have left? Okay, we can do it. Let's continue. Most Indians are not vegetarians, but majorities do follow at least some restrictions of meat in their diet. Wow. Nobody's surprised that Indians are not vegetarian. Majority in all India's religious group follow at least some restrictions of meat on their diet. 39% is vegetarian. Obviously, naturally, the highest is going to be the Jains, because for them, ahimsa and not harming, the non harming principle is very high. Buddhists are less because obviously, for New Buddhism, this is not a big deal. So you will, if you divide Neo Buddhists and the other Buddhists, you'll see the variation there. The other Buddhists will be more vegetarian than the New Buddhists. Look, look at this, 59% सिखों में vegetarianism है. Can you now stop this stereotype of all sorts of these things in Punjab? Punjab is actually a very vegetarian leaning state. Just telling you. 44% Hindus. Obviously, the least are Muslims and Christians. Not at all surprised. Abstain from eating meat on certain days and on eating certain meats. Obviously, Hindus will be beef, Muslims will be pork. Everybody will have their own thing. So this is not surprising at all. Yeah, big deal. This is pretty standard. Anything. Hindu members of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other lower castes are less likely than general category Hindus to say they are vegetarians. Yeah, not surprising. Hindus who express a favorable view of BJP are more likely than others to be vegetarians. Not surprising. More religious Hindus are going to be vegetarian. Not surprising. North, Central, Western say they are vegetarians, while it is rarer in East, Northeast, and South. Not surprising. This is pretty much the standard map of India. So, yeah, not surprising at all. Significant regional variation among Hindus on rates of vegetarianism. We already discussed that, so we don't need to rehash it again. Yeah, this is pretty standard. Two-thirds of Jains abstain from eating root vegetables. Yeah, this is not surprising again. This is the Jain worldview. Onions, potatoes, and other root vegetables in the Jain worldview are not really allowed, so they avoid consuming them. So it's not surprising at all. Yeah, this is not surprising. Obviously, in Hindus, certain root vegetables will not be there because of differing religious views. Yeah, this is not surprising. Nothing really stands out here. The spread amongst men and women is the same. Imagine 61% of our population is not vegetarian. But you can say the highest conglomeration of vegetarians in the world is in India. That I'm willing to accept. where vegetarianism is a significant part of the national discourse and discussion. Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, vegetarians most flexible about where they will eat. Jains will be the most inflexible. Jains only go to vegetarian only restaurants. I know this for a fact. So let's see. In a restaurant that serves both vegetarian and non-vegetarian food, general population 37%. In a home of a friend or a neighbor who is non-vegetarian, so fewer than half Hindu vegetarians say they would never eat food in a restaurant that serves both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. 36, or in the home of a friend. And a much smaller share of Jain vegetarians share these sentiments, which is very shocking. Say that they would eat at a restaurant that serves non. Well, I'm not. I'm just kidding. And 11% say they would eat at a home for a friend who is not vegetarian. About 3 in 10 Sikh vegetarians would eat in such situations. Again, I'm not surprised. Muslims are the most open because their lifestyle is like that. Mm. Amongst Hindus, vegetarians in the south are most likely to express willingness to eat in non-vegetarian restaurant or home. Around two-thirds say they would eat at a restaurant that serves meat. By comparison, fewer than half Hindu vegetarians in most other regions feel similarly. Among men are more likely than women to say they would eat meat in non-vegetarian settings. Okay. Only about a quarter of Jains willing to eat at a home of people with different religious rules about food. Look, this is not surprising. The Jains are very finicky about their worldview when it comes to food habits, so not surprised there. Mm, you're really not surprised there, if you ask me. Jains are very, very cutter in their food habits. I'm literally raised in a Jain area, so I can tell you by experience. I'm not saying this in a pejorative way. It's their worldview. They're, as long as they don't enforce their worldview on me, I'm okay. They have every right to go to anybody's house and avoid eating their food, or go to a restaurant of their choice. Because they are so cutter in their worldview, you'll see a lot of restaurants having Jain options. By the way, like vegetarian restaurants, they will always have a Jain menu because most of the Jains would go there because Jains love going out and spending money also. So not surprising there. It's pretty standard. Muslims and Christians are pretty cool also, or Buddhists, and almost half of Hindus and Sikh. Jains are the least likely. Again, not surprising. Most Hindus, Muslims say they fast. Again, सिखों में सबसे कम है. Fine. More women fast than men. Okay. You can draw your own conclusions why that is the case. Is that something to do with workforce participation in India? Is the question that I'm saying or raising. um, I don't know, because overall I think only 24 or 26% of Indian women have participated in the workforce, if I remember correctly from the last figure. And if I was to do that, I guess men are in the workforce, so it's, I guess, hard for them to fast. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just asking. Caste wise is the same. Region wise, I guess slightly less in south and northeast. They tend to fast less. Okay. And religious beliefs. I think this is the last bit and we'll be done. Most Indian Muslims say there is only one way true to interpret Islam. Oh, wow. What a shocker. Most of them are Sunni. No, really? Obviously. Imagine 38% Hindus say more only one true way, 47% say more than one true way. That is the Hindu worldview. Jains, one true way. Buddhist, more on one true way. Sikh, more on one true way. Now, what does this tell you about the Hindu worldview, about the Hindu way of life? This is a clear cut categorical proof of the Hindu way of life, that the only group in India that is the most plural are Hindus. It's just a fact. It is what it is. And it holds the pattern across the regions in India. In fact, in South, the most variety of that exists. Even with the less religious. Wow. Interesting. Not really interesting. This was expected. I was just kidding. Equal shares of Hindus, Muslims believe in karma. This is the confusing bit. Now, how can a Muslim believe in karma? It's like literally un-Islamic. If you read the Quran, you will know that this is the most un-Islamic way of living. And this is where I say, like, dharmic beliefs have a deep influence on Indian Muslims and Christians. Like, even 54% Christians say they believe in karma. Look, Sikh, Buddhist, Jains to naturally believe in karma. That is their belief system too. But 54% Christians and 77% Muslims believe in karma. Okay, I guess. Again, age-wise, not a big deal. Men, women, not a, even college graduates. Caste-wise, it's also same. Yes, the ones who pray more daily and less daily, that difference is there. But wow, so many Muslims and Christians believe in karma. About one third of Christians, quarter of Muslims in India say Ganga can purify. Again, just think about this. Are these Abrahamic worldviews? These are directly opposed, or, on the other side of the Abrahamic worldview. But they do believe it. 26% Muslims, 32% Christians. Again, Jains high, Buddhists are less, Sikh are less. That is not at all surprising. But look at the numbers of Muslims and Christians who believe that the Ganga has the power to purify. This is the dharmification of Indian Abrahamism. They still. Now, what will be interesting is, because Pew tends to do follow-up polls after every 5 or 10 years. So, does this trend hold or not will be the one where the interest comes. So, is India holding on to its dharmic values? Will be the interesting bit. Roughly a quarter of Muslims believe in reincarnation. There is no reincarnation in Islam. They have the afterlife, not reincarnation. But 27% Muslims, 29% Christians believe in the. How can the Buddhist and Sikh number be so less? That's literally their religious worldview. I don't know, but it is what it is. Older Buddhists are less likely than younger Buddhists to believe in reincarnation, and Christians and Muslims are more likely than Sikh to hold this belief. Okay. Lower caste Christians much more likely than general category Christians to hold both Christian and non-Christian beliefs. What does this say? That the penetration of Abrahamism is in a certain section of society. That's what I'm trying to say. This was very interesting. Okay. More Jains, Hindus believe in moksha than Kaivalya. Okay, that's natural. Nearly half of the Hindus and a majority of Jains say they believe in moksha. Among other groups, they believe in moksha than Kaivalya. Sikhs are the least likely of the three groups to believe in both moksha and Kaivalya. The concept of Kaivalya is more associated with Jain teachings. And the survey finds that nearly a quarter of Jains believe in the concept. Jains are also most likely to answer the question at all when asked about their belief in Kaivalya. Older Hindus are somewhat more likely than younger Hindus to believe in moksha. Okay. Buddhists, 39% believe in nirvana. Women are more likely than men to believe in nirvana. Buddhists in favor of BJP are more inclined than Buddhists to say they believe. Okay. So I guess belief in and religiosity overall in India tends to be pushing you towards BJP in non-Muslim and non-Christian categories of people. So if that's the trend I'm seeing. Okay. This is the same. 4 in 10 Buddhists believe in nirvana. Nearly two-thirds of Christians believe in heaven. No, really, why am I surprised? Majorities of Christians, 64, Buddhists, 58, and Hindus, 56, believe in heaven. Again, the definition of heaven differs from religion to religion, although at the pop culture level, really nobody does understand that. Buddhists and Sikh and Jains believe in heaven is much less. Across men, women, and ages, it's not that much of a variation. College graduates tend to believe it less. Obviously, people who pray more will naturally believe more. Among Muslim members of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and other lower castes are significantly more likely than general category Muslims to believe in heaven. Okay, that's a very interesting. You mean Pashmandas, basically. Christians more likely to believe in angels? Yeah, obviously. Two-thirds, yeah. Half of Muslims believe and Hindus believe in angels. What angels do Hindus believe in? 25% Jain, 24% Buddhist, and 17% Sikh people believe in angels. Indians are generally less likely to believe in demons or evil spirits. Okay, Nazar lag jana only. Still 37% Indians believe in demons. What nonsense. Oh my god. Pathetic. Shame on us. Oh, gee. So many people believe in demons. No wonder we are in such a shitty state of affairs. I mean, people believe in such absurd booga booga. Oh my god. Oh, demons. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, shit. Even across the age groups and men and women and caste breakups, they believe. How can you believe in a demon and evil spirits? Oh, there's literally no evidence of that. Relatively few Sikh, Buddhists, Jains believe in miracles. Hindus, Muslims, Christians tend to believe more in miracles than those groups. More women believe in miracles. The less I say, the better here. People who have had a recent financial hardship have more numbers here. Hindus with a favorable view of BJP are more likely than other Hindus to believe in miracles. Almost a 9% gap or 10% gap, 9 to 10. 45 versus 34. Yeah, so how much would it be? Oh, sorry. No, 11. What happened to my math? Wow. Again, the trend is clear. More religiosity and religious beliefs tend to cling on to BJP, at least in Hindus. About half of India's Christians believe in Judgment Day. So the other half don't. Okay. 71% Muslims believe in Judgment Day. Oh my god. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho. Among Christians, way more women believe in Judgment Day. Oh, yeah. This particular Abrahamic worldview of the Judgment Day is such an absurd belief. I mean, I find it absurd. If you don't, it's your worldview. But yeah, what an absurd belief. I find it. Oh. Hindus more likely than any other religious groups to believe in fate and astrology. Oh wow, why am I surprised? 49% Hindus believe in astrology. 73% believe in fate. And this is directly linked to the theory of karma. 63%. 22% Muslims believe in astrology. 14% Christian, 17% Sikh, 13% Buddhist, and 37% Jains. Hey, yeah. Look at the age-wise distribution in this. 37% of 18 to 25 kids in India believe in astrology. Oh, buga buga hai. Hey. Oh. Even the college graduates. Oy, hoy. My folks in the West are the least likely to believe in astrology. People who pray less often are 2 percentage points more likely to believe in astrology. Oh, goli maar do mujhe. Oh, ho, ho. Wah, 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 wah. Shabash. Shabash. Astrology. Oh. Most Indian women believe in the evil eye. In evil eye, 49% of Indians believe in evil eye, and magic, sorcery, or witchcraft can influence people's lives. 39%. Satyanash. 51% Hindus, 51% Muslims believe in an evil eye. 28% Christians believe in an evil eye. 27% Sikh. 35% Buddhists. 32% Jains. 40% Hindus believe in sorcery or witchcraft. 43% Muslims, 22 Christian, 15 Sikh, 16 Buddhist, 21 Jains. Look, I'm not saying atheists don't have weird otherworldly beliefs. They also seem to have beliefs in Buga Buga. Their Buga Buga is wokeism, blank slateism. So don't think that I will not react like this when I analyze beliefs of atheists. In fact, there's a very interesting Pew poll about atheists who also have some of these weird, energy and all that world beliefs. So do not think that I'm sneering at religious people. I sneer at atheists too, because they also have absurd beliefs. Oh my goodness. Well, naturally, the college graduates believe in sorcery and witchcraft is far less. But 39% college graduates believe in an evil eye? तो तुम लोगों की क्या हाल है? No financial hardship. People, 47% believe in evil eye and 36% believe in sorcery and magic. Oh. Hari Om. General category castes are less likely than Indians in scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other lower castes to say belief in magic can influence people's lives. Caste differences are particularly pronounced among Christians. Lower caste Christians are much more likely than general category Christians to hold both Christian and non-Christian beliefs. Below for full analysis. Okay, fine. Indians, I'm just going to finish this whole thing off, so and then I'll take your questions. So don't mind, we're far into it. So I'm just going to continue because I think this is the last section. Indians far more likely to trust medical science than Ayurveda, homeopathy, religious ritual to treat health. Oh, shukar hai. Thank you. Shukar hai. Oh my God, 47% Indians believe in homeopathy. Homeopathy. It doesn't work. Oh. How can 94% believe in medical science and the same number believe in homeopathy? Oh, I'm just feeling cold. Let me switch off my air condition. And now let me whine again. Okay. How I can't even reconcile these two conflicting beliefs. That, oh man. Okay, I get Ayurveda and home remedies because at least Ayurveda is based on some sound principles. Homeopathy is literally bollocks. Literally absolute bollocks. And I'm not defending Ayurveda because I'm a Hindu. I'm just defending Ayurveda on the principles of Ayurveda here. And I can actually defend it properly. I'm not saying that use Ayurveda for anything and everything. I am not saying that. But homeopathy, yeah. How can you believe in medical science and homeopathy? यार medical science वाले को homeopathy को reject कर देना चाहिए. मतलब क्या लोग हो? हरि ओम. Religious ritual can treat health problems. Look at the numbers here. Oh my goodness. 47% of the general population believes a religious ritual can cure your ailment. अच्छा क्या हो रहा है ये? क्या देश है हमारा? ओए होए 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 होए. And all religions other than Buddhists, okay, props to Buddhists, they have the least belief in homeopathy and religious ritual. और शुक्र है, props to the Buddhists here. And they are the one group that believes the most in medical science, 98%. ओए होए 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 होए. क्या हाल है हमारे देश के? होम्योपैथी, सोचो क्या हाल है हमारे देश के. होम्योपैथी के इतने दीवाने. नो वंडर व्हेन आई क्रिटिसाइज होम्योपैथी ऑन ट्विटर एज बुगा बुगा, सारे के सारे चिल्लाना शुरू हो जाते हैं मेरे ऊपर. आई हर्ट देयर सेंटिमेंट्स लिटरली. सत्यानाश हो इस देश का. होम्योपैथी. ओह, you can make memes out of this, me shouting homeopathy again and again. I don't care. Indians in North and Northeast most trusting of religious ritual to treat health problems. Hey, क्या लोग हो यार, क्या लोग हो. और साला एज ग्रुप में भी कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. बोलो शुक्र है कॉलेज ग्रेजुएट्स कम मानते हैं. Hey, good West Indians in West India believe the least when it comes to rituals curing them. Naturally urban Indians would have less beliefs. क्या यार, मतलब क्या है, मतलब रिलीजियस रिचुअल्स तुम्हारी हेल्थ को ठीक कर देंगे? क्या हो रहा है ये? लोअर कास्ट हिंदूज क्रिश्चियंस मोर लाइकली टू बिलीव इन डीमंस एंड मैजिक. ओके, ठीक है भैया. लुक एट द डिफरेंस इन क्रिश्चियंस जनरल कैटेगरी एंड लोअर कास्ट. ओह माय गुडनेस, oh my goodness, just look at the difference here. Okay. Phew. 51% lower caste Christians believe in demons or evil spirits. हाय हाय हाय, सत्यानाश हो. बहुत बढ़िया. Beliefs about God. I think this is the last one. Let's just, guys, do I stop, or do you want me to cover? I think let's just finish it off so that we can be done with this whole thing. And it's okay. I'll extend the Q&A and I'll take it forward. We'll have a chat. Don't worry. I'll not cut the Q&A. So let's just finish it off. Satyaнаsh ho hamara. Beliefs about God. Excluding Buddhists, Indians of all religions overwhelmingly believe in God. 33% Buddhists don't believe in God. How can 1% Jains don't believe in God? Matlab, Jainism is a literally atheistic religion. It does not have a God. मतलब कुछ तो शर्म करो. अपने ही रिलीजन को बराबर नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हो. क्या तो जैन है. क्या लोग हैं इस देश में. कोई रिलीजन पढ़ता है कि नहीं अपना? मेरे को लगता है कोई भी अपनी रिलीजियस बुक पढ़ता नहीं है. सिर्फ मैं ही पढ़ता रहता था उनकी रिलीजियस बुक. Now I'll tell you why this 2% figure in Hindus is not surprising. Because now somebody might say, oh, there are more Muslim atheists than Hindus who don't believe in God. Could be, what could be not. And I'll tell you, see, Hindus are more agnostic than atheists, because I think it's just the Hindu nature and the Hindu worldview that that kind of stems out of this. The plurality of Indian epistemology tends to breed agnosticism and skepticism in just in general. So yeah, I'm not surprised there. With most certainty, who believe there is a God are Jains and Sikhs. Jains, I don't know why they believe in a God. Okay, fine. Obviously, the numbers would be more in religion, more important. So overall, only 3% of Indians don't believe there is no God. With less than, so 17% of Indians are, I guess, agnostic. Not surprised there. I don't really care if people believe or don't believe in the God. Most Hindus believe there is only one God with many manifestations. Yeah, naturally. Not surprised. Why are people surprised with this? Not surprised at all. It's fine. I don't know who are these 29% Hindus who believe there is only one God. Which Hinduism are they studying? I don't know. I want to know their Hinduism. Many Hindus feel close to Shiva. Okay, 44%. 35% Hindus feel close to Hanuman. 32% Ganesha. 20% Lakshmi. I mean, I don't know. Is that so? They only feel close to Hanuman and not to Shiva? I don't know what. Okay, so they clarify. Respondents were shown 15 images of gods on a card as possible options, though they could also name other deities and they could select up to three gods. So, okay, in the hierarchy of feeling close. So that's fine. I think that's fair. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay. Saraswati Ma is left out with 8%. Hmm. I want to see with the others. Who? So, I guess even the. So, Jains are the closest to Lakshmi. Okay. After that, Ganesh ji and Shiva. And Buddhists have Ganesh ji, Hanuman. सिखों में शिव हैं जी सबसे ज़्यादा. Okay, interesting. I wanted to see their trends than anything else. Okay. Krishna's strongest following in India is in the Northeast. Okay. All right. Shiva's strongest following is in East. Hanumanji's is in North. Ganeshji is in West. Lakshmi Ma is in East. Hmm. Kali Ma is in East. 27% Central India, Ram. Obviously, this is UP and all that area. Northeast is Vishnu. Saraswati is equal in East, South, Northeast. Okay. Hindus are more likely than others to say God can be manifested in nature, animals, and people. Perfectly logical. Wow. 38% Muslims believe God is in nature, animals, and people. That's like shirk as per Islam. And it's 40, 30, and 46 for Christians. Wow. You just, wow. Again, another piece of evidence that shows there is such a huge Hindu influence on Muslims and Christians in India in their belief structures. Hmm. Again, the view of BJP and unfavorable view of BJP is natural because that's just, I think, more religiosity tends to go to BJP. That's what is happening. Indians less likely to say God can be manifested in people who have done bad things. Okay, why is that not possible? Okay, this is not surprising. Why did they even ask this question? This is such a silly question to ask. Yeah. Indians percentage of Indian adults who say God can be manifested in people who belong to a lower caste is 53%. Hindus 57, Muslims 37, Christians 34, Sikhs 37. Okay. Mm. People who belong to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and other lower castes are more likely than those in general category caste to say God can be manifested in a person who is of a lower caste. There can be no significant differences, but there are no significant differences responsive by caste on whether God can be manifested in people who have done bad deeds. Hindus are more likely than members of other religious groups to say that God can manifest in lower caste people and in people who have done bad things, in part because Hindus are more inclined than people from other religious communities who would say God can be manifested in people at all. Yeah, but the caste question comes in, right? This is interesting. Okay. Financial hardship has minimal impact on asking God for prosperity. That just shows that Indians in general really believe in God. This is just pretty straightforward, honestly. The trend holds everywhere, every group, every subsection. So, not surprised at all. All right. Now, we have completed the survey. So, finally, we have finished the entire Pew poll. Now, I'm going to start looking at your comments. First, I'll start with the super chats or UPI, any, if any has come. And then I'll go through the questions, and if there will be anything interesting, I'll take it up or we will wrap it up. So Aditya says 32% Muslims have no restriction on meat. Surprising. Well, I'm not surprised, Aditya. If you ask me, why are you surprised? I think that is pretty standard. If you ask me, I'm not surprised at all. If you ask me, I'm not surprised at all. Okay, is there anything else? Let me see. Hmm. Isn't all religion booga booga to you? I mean, all religion? What do you mean by all religion? You have to define what you're asking. I mean, there are specific beliefs that are booga booga to me. I don't say the belief in God can be booga booga because I think it is a question that can't be answered. So I would say the question on God is like, I don't know. And in my case, I genuinely don't care if there is a God or not. I don't. So I live my life by not caring about whether there is a God or not. And I genuinely don't know there is a God or not. That's my answer. Do I think a belief in God is booga booga? No. I understand the evolutionary need for a belief in a God. But yeah, I mean, if you're believing in evil spirits and all that bollocks, I don't know. I mean, so then I don't know. Yeah. Okay, too many comments. Homeopathy works. Really? Okay. Placebos work more than homeopathy. Can you please bring the author of the rudest book ever, gangster philosopher Shwetab Gangwar, on your podcast? I'll check. Kushal is homeopathic. Yeah, yeah. Call me whatever, man. It's booga booga homeopathy. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I guess I'll wrap it up then, because all I see is you guys commenting, and I'm really not interested in comments. Let me see. I don't know, but I think Jains are awesome people, or people are awesome. Yeah, ऐसा क्या है? Okay, let's see what else is there. Isn't the presence of dharmic beliefs like karma, reincarnation among Muslims and Christians is proof of recent conversion? No, it's not a proof of recent conversion. It's a proof of a continuing influence of Hindu values on Muslims and our society in general. Okay, anybody who's going to spam, I'm going to remove you from the stream. If you think by typing the same message again and again you're going to get my attention, yes, you will get my attention, then I will block you. So don't. You want to ask a question, use the UPI or super chat option, or don't. But if you are going to spam, I'm going to block you. I don't care. I find it very irritating. Doesn't that make you agnostic? I am agnostic to the question of God, and I just don't even care. How are Charvakas Hindu? Can you explain? I have done a whole monologue on it. You can go and watch it. I'm not going to explain it again. Pork is forbidden to them, right? Hence surprising. Yeah, but यार आप अज्यूम करते हो ना कि रिलीजियोसिटी की डिग्री सेम है हर इंसान में. थिंक अबाउट इट. व्हाट हैव आई बीन सेइंग? ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर कॉम्प्लेक्स. व्हेन यू जज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स ऑन स्पेसिफिक इश्यूज एंड specific things, you will get the shock of your life कि यार ये तो लोग बड़े complicated होते हैं. And don't be surprised at all. Yeah, human beings are complex. We have this unnecessary habit of bracketing people into absolutist categories. So yeah, again, how do you I've done all this in my monologues. I'm not going to revisit it again. Okay, first good question. What is unclarifiability and unclarity? अरे बाबा कम से कम बराबर तो लिखो. It is unclarifiable unclarity test. This is a philosopher called G.A. Jerry Cohen. He created a convenient test. So what the test says is basically to determine whether an obscure sounding statement is bullshit or not, or an obscure sounding statement has any weight in it or not. So what he says it. So his point of view is, would the statement have a different effect if it was reversed? So let's say, so I'm reading a specific thing from his text now. So I have it open. I was just using it today for something else. So let's say, consider this claim in quotes: hidden meaning transforms unparalleled abstract beauty. If the opposite claim, revealed meaning transforms unparalleled abstract beauty, or hidden meaning transforms commonly found concrete ugliness, would have a different effect on reality, then the claim is not pseudo profound bullshit. However, if one can discern no differences between the effects of a claim and the effects of its opposites, then the claim is pseudo profound bullshit. So, what is pseudo profundity is these things sound very nice and very nice on paper. आप बोल रहे हो ऐसा लग रहा है कि हाय हाय बड़ी लंबी बात कर दी, but is actually meaning nothing. And when you twist it around and roll it around and पूड़ी के जैसे घुमा घुमा के उसको बोलो, it all sounds the same. So this is where I said the same thing applies to decoloniality. It is unclarifiable unclarity. It is not a DPT and it is not bullshit. It is unclarifiable unclarity. It is pseudo profundity. It sounds very profound, but is actually meaning nothing. If you peel the layers off and you start putting the epistemology and test it on real life moral experiments, you will see the whole edifice crumble, because it is based on something which is absolutely illogical. See, just because somebody wants to use it because it's convenient for some people in the Hindu pantheon, I'm not going to accept it. It is a bad epistemology. That's my whole point. Now you can believe in it. I don't care, यार. People believe in astrology. मैं क्या रोक सकता हूँ किसी को? So astrology में भी मानते हैं लोग. Decoloniality को भी use कर लो. मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला उससे. I think it's bullshit. I mean, not bullshit, but it is unclarifiable unclarity. That's my point. Okay, what else is there? I've lied to my parents about my exams, feeling very guilty. What should I do? Now, Rishi, I don't know what you have basically lied about, but as a general rule, you should not lie. Lying as a general rule is bad, obviously. I'm not a Kantian in that sense, who believes that no matter what the case you should not lie. I don't believe that. But yeah, sometimes lies are good. The classic case of, you're hiding uh, a person in your house, and there is a mob of people out there going to kill him, and he's an innocent person, and they come and knock the door on your house and they say, is he inside? And then you lie. That I think is a fair lie, because I think that lie is in line with the principles of dharma and being righteous. But in general, I don't know what you've lied about, so I think you should not. That's my whole point. I hope that answers your question. The AUKUS impact on India France relationship. Look, I don't comment on things that I don't have expertise on. Foreign policy is one such thing. I just don't have an opinion on foreign policy. So I hope you guys understand. Okay, there are three super chats. Do you think dilution in beliefs among Abrahamic is good in India's context, and can the same be applied when dilution happens to dharmic ones? Ashutosh, it depends on dilution of what belief. There is no such general rule that dilution is good all the time. What if there is a dilution in the belief of we should be kind to each other? Should that belief dilute? So I know what you're trying to say is in a dilution of bad beliefs. So dilution of bad beliefs is always good, and obviously when there is a natural drop in religiosity, there is a drop in both. But I think we can manage by promoting one and rejecting the other. The first thing we need to openly promote is pick and choose religiosity. I know new atheists, ex-Muslims do not believe in that. I am vehemently opposed to their worldview. I believe pick and choose religiosity is the way forward. That is the only practical, livable way where we can do this. Because I'm sorry to remind to people again and again, world without religion gives you wokeism, and seriously, screw wokeism. It is as religious, as much booga booga there as in other things, and it is far more harmful. So what we should do is we should promote pick and choose religiosity. At least, look, if you're believing in few things that have no evidence, and it doesn't harm anyone, I really don't care. You might say rituals पे आपको क्यों प्रॉब्लम है? मैं उनको बैन नहीं करना चाहता हूं, ना मैं एस्ट्रोलॉजी के बिलीफ को बैन करना चाहता हूं. आई जस्ट फाइंड इट सो रिडिकुलसली अनबिलीवेबल that so many people believe in astrology when it has literally got no evidence. But that's fine. I still say जो करना है करो, मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But the point is, there are beliefs and then there are beliefs. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Low caste Christians show caste, not a Hindu construct. Oh yaar, hierarchies are natural in all groups. Hierarchies are there in every group. So when I say, when I want to annihilate jati varna, I don't mean annihilate jati varna inside Hinduism. Annihilate jati varna in all groups. Sikhism, sab mein hai. I believe in upward mobility, fluid societies, and I know jati varna will not be annihilated. So टेंशन नहीं लेना. मैं इतना सुपरमैन इनक्रेडिबल हल्क आदमी नहीं हूं कि मेरे बोलने से कुछ भी हो जाने वाला. घंटा नहीं होने वाला मेरे बोलने से कुछ. Okay, a few other questions. Okay, what are the big questions that you think Pew misses? That's a great question. Manav, I'm assuming it is Manav your name, not Manav, because वो आ नहीं है उसमें. So I would have loved to know, even more granular analysis between urban and rural India on very specific subjects, in terms of how many believe in free markets, how many believe in socialism, how many believe in healthcare for all, and that kind of stuff. It would have been far more interesting than maybe that would have been. See, did you see Sai Deepak and Shashi Tharoor's debate and how Tharoor downplayed the Mopla genocide? No, I have not seen the debate, so I can't comment on it. Are astrologers subject to consumer regulation? Is that they can be sued for untrue predictions? If no, given the huge belief in India, should it be? Yeah, how can, I mean, I can't give you an offhand answer. I would have to think deeply about this. That, I mean, what if they sign a non-disclosure agreement that everything is going to be, whatever advice you get over here is not 100% and you can take it and go. It's like mutual funds are subject to market risk. Please read the offer document before doing it. And astrologers say that and they're out of it. Nah, Aditya, don't you think? So that's the whole point, right? And people are going to the astrologer. The astrologer is not coming to them in a very weird way, which is very annoying, if you ask me. Okay, what else is there? Let me see. Have I missed any? Let me check the phone. No, 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 no. Mm, mm, let's see. Why not begin a movement against homeopathy? It's already there in the world. I don't need to begin anything. Look, all these questions have already been answered in my early 3 4 monologues, so I'm not going to answer this. Okay. Hmm. Chetan Pai. Let me take his question first. Then I'll go back up. Do you think Rahul Gandhi will undergo a circumcision to prove he's secular? Also, please invite Rahul Rajiv Malhotra to your podcast. I don't know, yaar. मेरे को क्या मालूम what Rahul Gandhi is going to do. As far as inviting Rajiv ji, I'll think about it. Okay, let's see. Do you think science and tradition like Ayurveda and yoga emanated are the tools rightfully to be used as an entry point to dharma instead of directly going about debating beliefs? I think Ashutosh, it is the horses for courses thing. Like in a person like me, I was always inclined to the Gyan Marg. Some people are inclined to the rituals and the yoga marg, and some people are inclined to the bhakti marg. So I think everybody is. We cannot have a universal rule for people. Ashutosh, like I said, human beings are complex. I always loved reading books, pondering, understanding philosophy, thinking about the philosophy and stuff like that. It's like that. So I think that is my answer. I don't believe there can be one answer. Then why do people blame only Hindus for caste? Well, because mm, I think when it comes to the hierarchical caste system, we created a caste class by like hierarchy. I think we just did a PhD in it, so it kind of gets stuck here. And you have to understand that we are the most endogamous society, along with I think one of the Hasidic Jews, yeah, koi particular Jews hai. So mm, I don't know. You have to think about that, Subhajit. When I say Hindus have a problem with the caste system, I don't say Hindus exclusively have it. I think India, though, as a society, everyone has it. But the point is, I go after everyone. Like recently, I went after the Sikh community. I mean, what do you think? They don't have it. They have done good marketing. But the point is, even they have it. Okay, let's go up again. Immediately a super chat comes, I'll come down. Otherwise, I try to go up. Hmm. Let's see. Did I miss any super chat? Hmm. Can we really trust this survey? I mean, that's up to you. I think the methodology is pretty sound and solid. What's your take on Life of Pi? I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't answer that. Hmm. What about bad behavior and bad things leads to bad outcome later in life? Can we say it's parts of Charvaka or everyone? Huh? Look, if you're talking about if you do something in this life and you're going to face the consequences of that in this life, I have no issues about that. That's just a cause and effect. But if you're going to say that there is some sort of an accounting system where whatever you do and then there is some next life, I just don't see the evidence for that. So I will not believe that. That's my answer. शाम के लिए वेडिंग, अरे उसकी वेडिंग अमेरिका में है तो मैं कैसे जाऊंगा? Astrology should be banned. No, I don't agree. Any view on the Manyavar ad? What is this Manyavar ad now? I don't even know. मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं है. So I have no view. Mm. Okay, I agree with you on decoloniality, on how the trads use it, but in Harsh's book, they're part of decolonizing India's institutions. Does make sense and how much we need it. Your thoughts? Look, I in fact have been in complete agreement with even Sai Deepak's worldview that Indian justice system is based on a certain worldview. I agree with him over there. But what you guys don't understand is what decoloniality is. You don't need decoloniality to realize that there are certain influences on Indian society from outside societies, and those societies can have you know adverse effects on our society, on our people, like the Essential Religious Act Practices Act. I think that's just absurd. That's because the way our religious society is structured is very different from the way a Christian or a Muslim society would be structured. Like, kitab dikhao, where is it in the book? That kind of an obsession. There I actually agree with you. But the problem is that, look, every system is based on certain epistemologies, certain base rules, whether it's postmodernism, whether it's post-colonialism, whether it's post-structuralism, whether it's decoloniality. They are based on a certain base level assumption that the mind is a blank slate. Secondly, that all of them look at society not from the view of an individual, because all of them are in agreement that it is just groups against each other. So if they say group rights matter more than individual rights, that's a problem. Then in my view it's a problem, because both are if somebody came to me and said, oh, but individual human rights itself as a fiction, तो क्या करूं मैं? अगर फिक्शन है तो तुम भी तो ग्रुप राइट्स में मानते हो, वो भी तो फिक्शन है. वो कौन सी रियल है? तुम्हारे ग्रुप राइट्स कौन से रियल हैं जो तुम दूसरों को ह्यूमन राइट्स की पट्टी पढ़ा रहे हो? द पॉइंट इज विच इज अ मोर एफिशिएंट सिस्टम. आई बिलीव a system that bases its focus primarily on individual rights and then sometimes gives leeway to group rights is a better system. They believe that it's all group rights and groups jostling with each other. And this is not my belief. I have read this literature in the last 10 years. I just happened to be reading it because जब आप philosophy पढ़ते हो और morals and ethics पढ़ते हो तो आपको पढ़ना पड़ता है ये सब चीजों को, आपकी पढ़ाई का पार्ट होता है ये. मुझे क्या मालूम था कि इंडिया में ये चीज आने वाली है और लोग लिखने वाले हैं. I mean, I don't know if Harsh ever does a live stream. You can ask him कि मैंने 3 साल पहले हर्ष को बोला था कि I hope इंडिया में डीकोलोनियलिटी और ये सब ना आ जाए. मैंने 3 साल पहले हर्ष को बोला था. मैं थोड़ा ना किसी से झगड़ा कर रहा था इधर बैठ के ट्विटर पे. I was having the same opinion then because I just think these are bad epistemologies. And if you're going to use a bad epistemology, what do I do? I'm not attacking the individual. I'm just attacking the epistemology. I'm just questioning your means of attaining knowledge. And if you take it so personally, that's not my problem. I'm not. I think the person is fine. The epistemology is bad. And I'm someone who's a moral objectivist. And I have stated my objective morality stand in my essay. I've written 2 essays back to back recently. You can go and read it. I explain my case of why morality is objective and why we can measure it in many cases, not in most cases. But just because we cannot measure it and there are no good answers in many occasions doesn't mean there are no answers at all. And everything is relative and it's just groups. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. And if you're going to push society towards that, I'm going to intellectually push back. If that means some people are going to be offended by it, well, I can't change that. I have nothing against the individual. I only look at ideas. I just think decoloniality is bollocks. There, I said it. It's bollocks. Your views on mixopathy and why government seems to promote it. I don't know, man. The government seems to promote all sorts of things. You really should ask uh, the government. Okay, wait. Let me see. Did I miss any other super chats? Nope. Okay. Okay, I don't see any question. Can I invite Mullah Brother? I'll see. I mean, I usually avoid the whole ex-Muslim thing now because I find it very boring. Mm, okay, I guess there are no more questions, and I've checked everywhere. Yeah, I guess. Let me see again. Any super chats? Let me check my phone. Nope, I don't see any. Let me check again. Let's see. You seem quite serious. अभी तो क्या डांस करूं मतलब क्या करूं? What is my full-time profession? Well, I have two full-time professions now. This podcast is also as good as full-time, and I have a textile business. Mm, all right. There's no real question, so we can wrap it up. Okay, guys, let's wrap today's discussion up. So basically, we have covered the entire Pew polls. Now, either on Thursday or on Friday, I will. I have two more specific monologues that I want to talk about. So I'll continue them, and then next week I'll obviously have some other guests also on the podcast. Um, so as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, become a member on YouTube or on Patreon. You can subscribe over there. You can buy the Cārvāka podcast merch like this one on kushalmehra.com/shop or Kadak merch if you're international viewer, or you send your donations through UPI. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Always fun chatting with you. Until then, take care. Goodbye.